Okay, got a new plugin to talk about here. This one I've had for a little over 2 years probably, and I think I'm finally at a spot where I want to talk about it because it's another free plugin, and honestly, it's kind of overpowered if you use it correctly. It's actually crazy. So the plugin I'm talking about is Fresh Air by Slate Digital. Basically, what this plugin is an exciter. An exciter, if you don't know, it's a type of saturation, but it focuses on the highs. So if you know, like for vocals, de-essers or like compressors, they bring down frequencies, but they're focused on the high, like that sibilance when singing. Exciters are kind of like that for saturation, but they boost those frequencies in a way that EQ just can't, because it's adding like if you remember my video on saturation, it's adding like extra harmonics, and I don't know exactly how this plugin does it, but you can look on their website here, and they talk about how it combines, they're like, Fresh Air combines Cirrus audio processing, blah, 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 based on vintage exciter circuits. So that's basically what this plugin is an exciter. But the reason why I think this plugin is overpowered is because of how simple it is to use. Now, let's switch over to FL. You can use it on anything, obviously, but I think the best use case for this plugin is on your master chain. Now, over here, this is kind of what a typical master chain will look like for me. It's still kind of in the works. And this is the same project I've been showing you for some of the things, so it's not like fully mixed or anything. But, I would put it right here, first thing on your master, before compression, before like EQ, and then down here we got like my limiter, loudness meter to look at LUFs, and span just to like, if I want to use reference tracks or something. But, ignore that. This is not a video about mastering. Fresh Air, so it's an exciter plugin. All you have is you have your high air and mid air. So it's basically where you're focusing the saturation, the exciter circuits, as they say on their website. And I think the best way to use this plugin is first just play the track. So here's the track. You can tell a lot's been done to it already, and I haven't even turned it on yet. So all you have to do is you can either hook them together or unhook them. There's a lot of stuff like this. I like to do them separately from each other because you don't want to always process it in the same way. Now, I'll just show you what happens if you add high sparkle. What happens? Jesus Christ. You can definitely hear it when it's up here. So basically the point I'm making before I even get into it is I think this plugin works best on your mastering chain as very subtly as you can. Like I usually do something like, maybe like this is arbitrary, but like 5% and like 10%. That might even be too much. Like something like this, like 7 and 5, or I do something very, very limited because like if you need that much, if you need to boost it this much, I think you should go back and fix your mix first. So again, to reiterate, this plugin for me, the reason why it's so overpowered, so magical, is you just put it on your master chain and it just gives it a little bit of clarity without having to do anything. Like as long as your mix is already solid, all you have to do is just boost it a little bit. So we'll see what I'll A/B it. That's off and on. Now, I don't like how it sounds with the hats in this. The hats are already very bright, so I might just turn this off and just boost the mids a little bit. I'm exaggerating it so you can hear it. Again, way too much though, but this mix actually doesn't really, I didn't really pick a good example here, but if you just add like 5 and 1 or something for a mix like this. I'm going to turn the compression on the drums down a bit because I think they're kind of messing with this. So yeah, obviously, you got to play around with it. I didn't really, I pulled this up and then started the video. And then the only really other thing is, this is the bypass knob. You can A/B it, so if you want to do like multiple of these and like switch the back and forth. So like you could have a different setting on this and switch back between them. I don't really ever use that feature though. Let's go back to A. Go back to A. There you go. So, I'll do like 5 here, and again, listen to it. And then this trim knob is same thing I always talk about. It's just to gain match it. So Cutscene's relatively gain match, just a like -1 dB on that. And again, I say this a lot, but you want to do that because you want to be able to hear what it's doing to your sound and not just hear it getting louder, because our brains like that. So yeah, overall, I would get this plugin. It's free. You know, obviously I'm not being paid by them if that wasn't obvious, but yeah, this is a really good plugin to drop on your mastering chain. Of course, you can use it on your regular channels if you want to use it as an exciter, but I think this is just a really fucking overpowered way to use this plugin. Super simple to use, and it just makes your Bix better for like no effort. So yeah, go check it out.